Hey everybody, welcome in. Steve Marshall, how are you? Sticker Family Enterprise, how are you? Abby Services, hood to $30 tomorrow. Abby Services says, what a scum. This makes me so bullish. I hold hood shares. Yeah, Robinhood shares took a slight dip, of course, due to this news. Devious morning, how are you? Welcome in. Hey guys, smash that thumbs up button on the way in. Hit the 5-star rating, hit the heart button, depending on where you're listening from. We're streaming on X, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, kick.com, and much more. Free money, free money. Hi. Doc Denzel Joe, how you doing? Soon Crypto, welcome in. I hope you're doing well also. Hit the heart button, hit the thumbs up button on your way in, guys. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. Welcome in. Happy Monday. Another beautiful day in the crypto bull market, despite the scumbag activities from scumbag regulator Gary Gensler. We're going to give another minute or two for folks to come on into the stream. Got lots to talk about. Yes, some Gary Gensler SEC news going after Robinhood. But also, did Gary fail to report to Congress that he caused $90 million in Bitcoin liquidations? Abby Services says, nice clown. I didn't create this meme or this Photoshop image of Gary as a clown, by the way. I just found it on the internet. Jan De Jong says, why is XRP taking off? Well, it may be the liquidity is flowing down to XRP now. So we're going to talk a bit about that today. Remember, the liquidity cycles through the market, right? It goes from Bitcoin down to different altcoin categories. We saw Solana, AI tokens, meme coins have been getting a lot of liquidity. Maybe it's time for XRP and Cardano and some of these legacy coins to start running. So we're going to talk a bit about that. John, welcome in from Norway. Amazing. John, I would love to visit Norway someday. Welcome in, everybody. Guys, on your way in, hit that thumbs up button, hit the heart button, wherever you're listening, because we're streaming on multiple platforms. Just make sure you support, subscribe, heart button, thumbs up button, like button, whatever you want to call it. David Burke says the SEC is way out of bounds. Absolutely. Stelio, ciao, welcome in. All right, folks, we got a lot of news to talk about today. Welcome in. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Monday. Another bullish day in the market, guys. We are in a bull market. I'm bullish. Like I said, on your way in, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. If you're listening on these different social platforms like X and so forth, hit the heart button. It really helps to support the podcast and the stream, guys. Jan De Jong says, following you from Croatia. Welcome in. Doc says, your content is tight. Watch every day. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate that. Vic says, I need Kendrick and Drake to go after Gary with some hit pieces. That would be great. Stelio coming in from Italy. Welcome in. Username says, always listen to your podcast. Crazy weird to watch. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. You know, as the bull market's heating up, it's great to do these live streams because it helps me to connect with you folks and get the word out there, right? It's more exciting than when we're in the bear market. Duke Wright, welcome in. All right, folks, let's take a look at the market here. Bitcoin not doing much right now. It had a nice bounce, of course, which we've been following closely. And, you know, we look at the daily chart here. We see a bit of a red candle forming, but we still had that bounce. So it's going to be a bit of a grind to keep going up, right? I think we're waiting for Bitcoin to break out again, go hit new highs. And as always, the liquidity will flow down to the altcoin. So that's what we're looking at. Now, what's very nice to see is on the RSI, daily RSI, we see that bounce as well. So we're seeing confirmation that we may have hit the bottom here on this pullback. So that's a very great sign. and fingers crossed that it keeps going up. But like I said, expect a grind. If it does moonshot and goes to 80K, I'm happy, right? But I think we got to be prepared for a bit of a grind up as we enter into May, maybe over the next couple of weeks. But we're going to get there, folks. We're going to get there. The next leg up is around the corner to new highs for Bitcoin, and then that will flow to the altcoins. Now, what we're also seeing is that the DXY continues to break downwards. We see that in the red candles on the daily chart, as well as its RSI. You see here it's breaking downwards. So good signs. And remember, when this is going down, it's great for risk assets like Bitcoin, the NASDAQ, altcoins, and so forth. So a very good sign. And as I've been stating to you guys, if we line up the Fibonacci models here, we could see Bitcoin go close to maybe 200,000 or topside around 180,000. If it repeats the same type of trajectory it did in the 2021 cycle. It's not a guarantee, of course, but it's possible. Now, I'm going to be conservative, and I'm going to say I think the top of this cycle for Bitcoin is between 135 to 155K. So putting us around the 2.618 here. We'll see what happens. If it goes higher, I'm absolutely fine with that. More liquidity to flow down to these altcoins. So we got to be patient. You know, it's going to be a bit of a grind. Some alts are starting to move. Somebody highlighted that XRP is starting to move. So, you know, XRP still hasn't done its full retracement to the high it hit in the last bull market cycle. So if we take a look at it here, it's still in that zone, you know, down here. We wanted to start moving up here to at least test the previous high of the previous bull market, and we know XRP did not get its full potential run up due to the SEC lawsuit. So hopefully, guys, hopefully, fingers crossed, it can test that high and go to higher highs, possibly a $5 to $6 range. That would be amazing. And we'll have to wait and see how things play out. But, you know, have a plan, know what price points you're taking your profits at. If you've been a long-term holder since like the 10 cent, 50 cents, 15 cents range, you know, if you hit that over $2 or $3 range, you could start taking profits, but we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at the top trending coins here. We got Render. So Render is the AI themed token. I have this in my portfolio. I'm very bullish on it. In fact, in the recent pullback for Bitcoin, as altcoins were bleeding out a bit, I took some profit. I added to my bags. So I loaded up on this as well as Fetch. So it's trending here, number one. Number two, WorldCoin is trending with positive sentiment. Teller, TRB, comes in here at number three with positive sentiment. USDT on Avalanche is trending here with positive sentiment at number four. Litecoin. I got a little bit of Litecoin in my portfolio, not a lot. It's from like back in 2017, 2016 era. Although its positive to negative sentiment ratio is not great. Positive at 42%, negative at 30%. Solana comes in here at number 6 with positive sentiment. Bitcoin at number 7 with positive sentiment. Fetch.ai also running up, coming in here with positive sentiment. Phoenix Global, PHB, I haven't heard of this, comes in at number 9 with positive sentiment. Then you have Phantom coming in at number 10 with positive sentiment. Now, guys, notice the two AI tokens, FET and Render, are pumping, right? We saw this in yesterday. An analyst, Matthew Hyland, highlighted the correlation between Nvidia stock and these two coins. They're running very similarly, and Nvidia has been breaking out on the chart. So I think AI is just having a big impact from a speculation standpoint and a narrative standpoint. And that's why in December 2022, January 2023, I told you guys I was taking a position on Fetch, and then I eventually took a position on Render. So those have been doing really well for my portfolio. This is why you diversify, folks. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. You don't want to hold 50 coins, obviously. But you want to look at what are my long-term hold bags? What are some narratives that for new coins that are coming up? And I was researching this, and I was like, you know what? I think AI is going to be a strong narrative. So I took a bet, and that bet paid off really nice. So that's how I approach the markets, guys. And I'm diversified. I'm not married to any token. I don't have any religious or emotional feelings on any tokens. I'm here to make money. And I want to set myself up financially for retirement and be more financially free and things along those lines. So I'm riding the wave of the liquidity. Some of you I know dabble in meme coins, and meme coins have been doing well. It's not for me, but I don't hate on anybody making money off of meme coins. Look, Dogecoin is at 15 cents in the number 8 spot. That's pretty incredible. Shiba Inu is at number 12 in the number 12 spot here. So meme coins are making a run. Now, I will say, warning, guys, please heed this warning. If there are new meme coins being minted, and this is happening every day and every week, be careful, because unlike Doge and Shiba Inu, you can easily get rugged. There are the well-established, proven meme coins like Doge and Shiba, and then there's the random meme coin that got created 2 weeks ago on Solana. Be careful, or on Base. So be careful, guys. I don't want you guys to get rugged and lose money, especially if you're new to the market. Just be careful. It's shiny, it's new, it may run up really fast, but it can dump even faster. So please be careful. And once again, I'm not telling you not to invest. I'm just saying be careful. Do your research. Understand where the liquidity is coming from, when it was created, or who's the developer, who's behind it. Do some research, essentially. All right, guys, the big news of the day, and I'm sure many of you saw the headline, Robinhood says the SEC could pursue enforcement actions over its crypto operations. Shares fall 2%. So scumbag regulator Gary Gensler is at it again. And the game plan, guys, for those of you who don't know, Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren have been weaponized by the TradFi incumbents, the banking incumbents, the investment folks who see capital leaving their investment funds, leaving the TradFi assets, going into crypto. They see money leaving checking and savings accounts and going to crypto and stablecoins where people can earn higher yield, higher interest. They don't like that. Imagine you're Wall Street. You've controlled this game for years. You were the gatekeeper. Then this disruptive technology comes in. It's a global asset class on the blockchain, real-time fractionalization, and you can put as little as a couple of bucks into Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, or Cardano. They don't like that. It's taking money out of their pockets, and the disruption is happening, right? So they're not, Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren are not trying to kill crypto like the blockchains and the tokens. They're trying to kill the startups who are offering it. Because if you look at the two things in parallel, BlackRock, Fidelity, and all of Wall Street are doing tokenization. They've issued Bitcoin ETFs. Some of them are custodying funds for some crypto companies, like BlackRock custodies USDC reserves. Yet Coinbase is getting sued, Kraken is getting sued, Robinhood is getting sued, right? You see the two things happening here in parallel. How is that possible? It's because you have a scumbag regulator who doesn't care about the law, is a puppet on strings being controlled, and he's being used to attack the industry. So let me give you some details here. The Securities and Exchange Commission could soon pursue enforcement action against Robinhood, according to the trading firm. Robinhood disclosed in a filing Monday that over the weekend, the regulator sent it a warning that upon completion of an investigation, the company could be charged. Here's a quote. After years of good faith attempts to work with the SEC for regulatory clarity, including our well-known attempt to come in and register, we are disappointed that the agency has decided to issue a Wells notice related to our U.S. crypto business. Dan Gallagher, Robinhood's chief legal, compliance, and corporate affairs officer, wrote in a blog post. He continues here saying, we firmly believe that assets listed on our platform are not securities, and we look forward to engaging with the SEC to make clear just how weak any case against Robinhood Crypto would be on both facts and the law, he said. Guys, it's like Groundhog's Day, right? We've heard this from Coinbase, Kraken, you name it. All these folks said, we tried to go in with the SEC to talk to the SEC and work with them, and then they turn around and stab us in the back. And it's the same thing. The SEC is just throwing a bunch of crypto assets saying, these are securities. They're not telling you why they're securities. They're not litigating each of those tokens individually, and they're trying to accuse the platforms of selling securities. It's bullshit. And Gary Gensler, we've seen, and the SEC have been breaking the law. Folks, they got sanctioned in the debt box case, right? Where they had to back out because the judge was like, I'm going to sanction the hell out of you guys. In the SEC versus Grayscale, they got called arbitrary and capricious for not approving the Bitcoin spot ETFs. And in fact, This week, the House is going to vote on repealing the unlawful bulletin by the SEC called SOB 121. What is this? It prevents the banks from custodying crypto. And this is all the plan to roadblock as much of crypto as possible, right? They don't like that crypto is getting adopted and getting all the funds here. So Congress is going to repeal this. But you just see all these unlawful activities, all these shady activities from the SEC, and now they're going after Robinhood. But what we've seen, guys, the silver lining here is that it has awoken the crypto industry. And the crypto industry is suing the SEC, counter-suing them. Many firms and advocacy groups are going on the offensive and suing the SEC without even receiving a Wells notice. So we're seeing the gloves are coming off. I think the people in the industry years ago were afraid. After the Ripple lawsuit, they were very scared. Everybody was quiet, going to hide under their rock, right? Oh, like, don't look at us. We're not doing anything. But then you see that Gary Gensler doesn't care. He's going after everybody. He's going after Ethereum now. Now, the Ethereum situation could be a smokescreen because he wants to possibly delay the Ethereum spot ETF, or it could be he's legitimately trying to classify it as a security because he wants to make everything outside of Bitcoin a security. That's what we have to wait and see how it plays out. But I think messing with Robinhood, who has money, resources, and a big legal team, he's in for a fight. So Coinbase is suing the SEC, Kraken is suing the SEC, Robinhood's going to eventually end up suing him. And I hope the industry comes together and pools their resources, both legal and financial, and they sue the hell out of Gary Gensler. The other thing that we are hearing, by the way, before I get to it, guys, hit that thumbs up, hit the 5-star rating, hit the heart button on your way in, guys. We're streaming on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Hit the heart button, hit the thumbs up button, guys. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't as yet. Now, Eleanor Terra of Fox Business highlighted the following, which could be pretty significant. She said, remember when the SEC Twitter account got hacked on January 9th? The last update from the agency on January 22nd stated that it was working with the Office of the Inspector General and several outside agencies, including the FBI, about the incident. But apparently in 2023, the SEC OIG, the Office Inspector General, got an independent company to look at its information security program, which includes cybersecurity/infrastructure security, and found it was lacking. The report is buried on the SEC's website and dated December 20th, 2023. The hack resulted in reported losses of around $90 million in Bitcoin liquidations, according to CoinDesk. Gensler did not mention this report in his responses to members of Congress regarding the hack. Imagine what the SEC would do if a public company knew of a vulnerability, didn't correct it, and then got hacked. Will the SEC have any repercussions? Now, there are reports that Gensler is going to come before Congress, the House Financial Services Committee, this month. Let's see if Patrick McHenry, Tom Emmer, and these guys hold him accountable, because he's lying, he's breaking the law, he's practicing all types of hypocrisy here, right? Rules for thee, not for me, right? I'm gonna not have any type of security layers in place. I'm gonna get our Twitter account hacked, cause massive liquidations. And look, maybe he's doing it on purpose. He wants these things to happen to hurt the industry, right? He doesn't care about his reputation necessarily, because he's got Elizabeth Warren backing him, and most likely he's going to get appointed to the Treasury job. It's unbelievable. But we got to keep fighting. We got to contact our representatives, and let's see if they hold him accountable in this hearing that's coming up this week. Nothing confirmed yet as far as the date, but I've been told by quite a few sources it is happening this month. And my hope is Patrick McHenry and Tom Emmer and these guys bring down the hammer, not just in talking and speeches and letters, but they cut his budget, and they issued a subpoena. Patrick McHenry threatened a subpoena against Gary Gensler for not releasing the FTX documents. So, guys, we're dealing with a scumbag regulator. Pretty clear what's happening, right? And then we got the Ethereum ETF deadline coming up May 23rd, guys. We'll see what happens. What will Gensler do? Will the hearing happen before that deadline? This is going to be a big month. There's a lot here. And before I go further to other news, guys, be sure to check out our sponsors, VeChain, one of the top layer 1 enterprise blockchains. BitGo, one of the top tier crypto custodial platforms and wallet services, and Uphold, great place to buy Bitcoin and all the top altcoins. You can also trade precious metals on this platform. Links will all be in the description. Check out these sponsors, guys. Now, the other thing that's coming up, crypto in the courts this week. So Eleanor Terra of Fox Business did a great summary here. So remember the Fed versus Custodia Bank? Well, she says here, today, two high-profile lawyers representing Custodia Bank in its appeal against the Federal Reserve will file a notice of appearance. Ian Gershgorn, acting Solicitor General under Obama, and Michelle Callan, former Solicitor General of Virginia, have strong win records at the Supreme Court and the appeal courts. Guys, we know the Fed blocked Custodia, right? Because it's a crypto bank and they are fully reserved. They don't do fractional reserve banking, which is the complete opposite of what the entire banking system does and what has caused collapses and much more. So this will be very interesting if Custodia is able to win this appeal. But a lot of these cases will have to go to the Supreme Court. So this thing is going to bubble up to the top here, and we'll see who acts first, the Supreme Court or Congress. Many are saying Congress because the Supreme Court does take years, but I think many of these cases going to the Supreme Court puts immense pressure on Congress because it's going to become so high profile. It's going to be so in their face, they can't ignore it. She says here, number 2, Friday, May 10th, we're slated to get responses from the SEC in 2 of Coinbase's cases. The response brief to Coinbase's request for an interlocutory appeal and a response brief to Coinbase's legal challenge to the SEC's refusal to do crypto rulemaking. And then obviously I just told you guys about the Robinhood Wells notice. And also today, the SEC is set to give its response to Ripple's remedies argument that the permanent injunction the agency is asking for should not be granted. If granted, should be restricted. So lots happening, my friends. And we got to keep fighting this scumbag regulator, Gary Gensler, that's attacking the industry. And remember, this man, Gary Gensler, met with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, did nothing to stop that. He did nothing to stop Celsius Network. He did nothing to stop 3 Hours Capital, right? He let those things happen. And now he's attacking good actors like companies who, like Coinbase, who have worked with the SEC, who have gone public. He's now coming back and saying, oh, these are all securities. And of course, like I said, he's not litigating the tokens individually. He's just throwing them into these lawsuits, not saying why they're securities, why or why not, right? Pretty much scumbag activity. What do you guys think? I'm going to look at the chat here. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Hit the 5-star rating. Hit the heart button, depending on where you're listening in. Let's see here. XRP Schillionaire says the industry wasn't scared. They thought it would only be Ripple. They mocked and criticized. Yeah, no, definitely. There was some of that. They did mock Ripple, some of them, but not all of them. And I know that for a fact, haven't spoken to exchanges. So I'm not sugarcoating. I've spoken to some folks who are like, yeah, this is bad. And I don't know, what's going to happen. So we'll see. Chris Rippey says, to be honest, after the GameStop AMC mess, I hope Robinhood gets hit hard. I know a lot of people are not happy with Robinhood for sure. But, from a crypto standpoint, I don't think we want that, because if Gary wins in this, he can use it as case law, and we don't want that, guys, because it's the same thing he's doing to Coinbase and Kraken. So it's not so much a Robinhood thing as he's just throwing as much as he can to the wall and seeing what sticks. Carlos says, hey, Tony, if the SEC name ETH a security, the whole ecosystem will deep. I'm not sure what you mean by deep, but it will be bad for the industry. If that's the gist of your question, it will be really bad, because there are tons of tokens built on Ethereum. You got the EVM out there, and you got a lot of ERC20 tokens. So it would be pretty bad for the industry. Will it kill crypto? No, but it will be bad for the industry, certainly for the industry. I think it would be, in the short term, pretty devastating, but we would rebound over time. And in addition, Gary Gensler is serving a term. So, let's say a Republican president comes in and they appoint Hester Peirce as the chair of the SEC. She could reverse a lot of things. So it's not the end of the world. Not to mention, the US is the only market doing this. other markets have clear regulations and what's a security and what's not. They treat crypto assets as virtual currencies. You go to Dubai, you go to Singapore, Japan, and so forth. Even the EU and the UK are not treating them like this, like what the SEC is doing. They actually have passed regulations. So, all right, let's see what other comments we got here, or questions. Benjamin Studio says Dubai is ass pro. Let's see. The Great Escape. Keep up the good work, Tony. Holding I'm not sure, Wyden and Co to account. Okay, sorry, I didn't misread that. Bearable says, as of May 2nd, 2024, Citadel Securities is leading a lawsuit against Robinhood Markets for front-running schemes. Yeah, guys, look, I'm not some supporter of Robinhood. You know, I'm not. I know the whole AMC GameStop situation. I think that's completely separate from what's happening here. Remember, Robinhood is not being singled out here. It's the same type of lawsuit and Wells notice and so forth was sent to Coinbase, Kraken. Gary's just throwing it at everybody who sells crypto. So it's not so much Robinhood per se, because Robinhood was actually very conservative in the coins they listed and how they launched their crypto services. So I understand, guys, that you guys are frustrated with Robinhood, and I get it, but it's two separate things here. Lawrence Williams says they will not hold Gensler accountable. They all serve the same master. Yeah, Lawrence, you know, I can't say you're wrong, man. I can't say you're wrong. I'm still holding out hope that they keep him accountable in certain ways. Like, the thing they can do is cut his budget. But we'll see. You know, you could be right that this is all a big show, right? Good cop, bad cop. But the whole idea is, and I got to give shout out to Raoul Pal, macro investor, who gave a great explanation that it's if you step back and look at it, it's government versus crypto, regardless of Democrat or Republican, because part of it is they want to tax everything and they want to get their cut of a pound of flesh out of every crypto transaction. The other thing too is they are not fully equipped right now to track all of this, so they're scared. And part of it is, if you're taking your cash and not putting it into JP Morgan's banking savings and checking account, and you're putting into crypto, that's a detriment to their whole model and the system and how things have worked. So you try to slow it down, you try to make people get scared, not investing it until the government and the banking cartel are able to catch up. Let's be real, right? This is not some conspiracy theory. This is how the world works. How JP Morgan and all these guys are tied in with the Fed and the debt-based system, the borrowing and all the bailouts and so forth, right? It's all interconnected now. It wasn't like that decades ago, but it is now. So if people are moving their funds away, that's not good. The other aspect is, if they can't touch the assets, like I just told you guys about SOB 121, right? If the banks can't actually custody crypto, it puts them at a disadvantage because you can self-custody. How do banks make money? Based on the cash and other assets they hold, they then use leverage, right? They can lend it out, they can do all kinds of derivatives, but if they can't hold the asset, they can't do that. So they are at a disadvantage. So this is why the weaponization of Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren is taking place. This is why all these lawsuits, guys. It goes back to the system that's currently set up with leverage and debt and borrowing and lending, and the big banks tied into the Fed and Treasury. Let's not sugarcoat it, right? That's how the system works. That's how the economy works. And it's all a big flush of liquidity rolling through the banking system into assets. And the banks, as you saw in the 2008 crash, they are so highly levered on different assets, real estate, stocks, and so forth. Because if the liquidity is leaving, man, they don't like that, guys, and they're feeling it. So this is why the weaponization and attack. But we've seen in the history of the world, disruptive technology always wins. That's why I've been saying we are in the then they fight you phase, right? First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. That's what's happening. Michael Marchi says, I bought your book. It was nicely done. Good job. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Guys, if you haven't grabbed a copy of my book, please check it out. Rethinking Crypto, The Crash of FTX and the Rise of Safer, Stronger Digital Assets. It tells a story of crypto, why FTX was not crypto, why Gary Gensler and the SEC has been attacking the industry. I talk about the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, Grayscale lawsuit, the Bitcoin ETF race. I talk about the future of crypto, tokenization, and much more. And guys, it's available in both digital as well as paperback on Amazon. Links in the description. Check it out. It supports the podcast. If you have friends and family and people you know who don't know much about crypto, this could be a really great gift so that they can better understand the technology and the asset class and understand the investment opportunity. So check out the book, guys. Thank you so much. So yeah, the other big news here, guys, I wanted to share with you guys is India central bank to make its digital currency available offline. So it's no secret. We all know world governments, central banks around the globe are building CBDCs, central bank digital currency. They are coming. It's inevitable. I don't think there's anything stopping this train. And the big question, though, what I'm very curious about and how I'm looking to make money off of this is, one, which blockchains are they using, right? That will be interesting. Are they using a public blockchain with a private ledger or subnet? For example, XRP Ledger has a private ledger. Avalanche blockchain has a private subnet. So that's where you want to pay attention as an investor. Which blockchains are they using? And then second, as they launch these digital dollars and CBDCs, guess what they're going to do? They're going to educate the masses and the public. Here's why this is different. Here's your stimulus check in tokens. Here's your welfare, whatever, here, download this wallet and it'll come directly to you. That's what's coming, folks. And money's going to move faster. There's going to be a lot of more liquidity. They're going to have more levers to control the economy, but it's the draconian possibilities here, or dystopian possibilities here, where they can pull levers to control your speech and much more. I am concerned about that. I'm not deathly afraid of it, but I think it's something we got to watch, and it's something we got to fight, guys, because it can easily creep up, and it may not happen in the next 10 years, but it could happen 50 years from now, where your kids or future generations are going to face this type of issue. The good thing is we have alternatives. We have stable coins, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and much more. And don't get me wrong, stable coins can be used by the governments to do the same thing, because at the end of the day, companies are behind these stable coins. So we have to be vigilant and push back. But nevertheless, these things are coming, and it's interesting that they can do it offline. And we'll get more details. Bloomberg is paywalling this content, so I can't get all the details, but let me see what I can read here. The Reserve Bank of India is working to make its digital currency available without being dependent on internet access, according to Governor Shaktikanta Das. One of the key features of cash is that it works offline, Das said Monday at an event hosted by the Bank of International Settlements. We are working to making the CBDC transferable in the offline mode. Wow, folks, it's coming. But this is the token economy I talk about in the book as well. The digital world, guys, everything tokenized on the blockchain. So it's a brave new world. It's scary, but it's also very fascinating. Guys, hit that thumbs up button, hit the 5-star rating, hit the heart button, depending on where you're listening in. I can answer any questions you guys have. Wall A says, you're talking nonsense. Cash leaving the system. Banks / cash never leaves the system. It all changes hand. It goes into another bank account. Well, I don't think you understand. If I take my money and I put it into crypto tokens, the banks can't custody that. If I'm keeping it in stable coins or NFTs or whatever, that's the point. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. The banks can't touch that. It's not liquid cash for them. Taylor says, quick question. Hey, Tony, why was the Delaware DOJ not release any report or or made an arrest of the individual responsible for the fake iShares XRP ETF filing. Seems odd how radio silence been. Yeah, Taylor, I'm not that's a good question. I have to look into that. I honestly don't know, and a great point of bringing that up. I'll take that as a takeaway to look into that. The Great Escape says Tony's book is fascinating. Absolutely love it. Appreciate that. And guys, for those of you who bought my book, please, if you can leave a 5-star rating on Amazon, that would be great. Thank you so much. Ace XRP says, it's the return of the scumbag regulator. Shocking. Yeah. Gary targeting Robinhood now. Let's see. Jimmy says, Quantos on Algorand will be using mainnet. Noel G says, you can make offline any crypto. Yep. The blockchain trapper says, oh, I got to sneeze, guys. Sorry about that. None of the bankers, politicians, or bureaucrats do any jail time for frauding the world's economy. If abuse continues, will your platform take leadership in holding them accountable, protect crypto? Yeah, absolutely. The blockchain trapper. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going to the blockchain summit being held by the Chamber of Digital Commerce. This is May 15th and 16th. You guys, if you guys want to attend, you can get a discount on the tickets using the code ThinkingCrypto. Check out the links in the description. It's 2 days. One is a summit, and the other day is the blockchain education day. And the education day, you get to go on Capitol Hill. I'm really excited about this because I want to go talk to guys like Patrick McHenry and some of the lawmakers and see what they're doing and say, hey, man, what are we doing with crypto here? You're trying to kill the future of technology in the United States. And there's going to be some great speakers, members of Congress, many members of the crypto industry. So I'm excited about this, and it should be a good time. So I'm definitely going to hold people accountable. I'm going to call them out, and this is why I've had multiple members of Congress on as well to ask them questions about what their plans are and what are they doing. So you guys can check out the playlist. The links are in the description. But I've interviewed different politicians and regulators and so forth. Let's see here. Eric says, what's the best way to use our XRP for liquidity and what platform to use? So, Eric, I honestly have not done much research around that lately. I know there's the AMM, the automated market maker, that you can leverage, but I think it's still has some bugs that they're trying to sort out. So I'll check if I can do a video on that and give you guys some more details. Devia says, how many more years does Gensler have left in the position? The dude has got to go. Agreed. I think he has another year left. He goes into 2025 and then he's done. Some are saying he may jump out of the SEC later this year, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Armin Salimi says, I hope Gary goes away this year altogether with the worst government in U.S. history. Joe Buddy says, there is a risk of AMM, not your keys. Yeah, certainly a risk. This is where I wouldn't put all my funds in there. Marcelo says, bottom line, should we move our crypto from Robinhood? Marcelo, I personally self-custody the majority of my crypto. So I'm not holding, I have some like stocks on Robinhood, but I self-custody majority of my crypto. I don't think you have to worry in a sense that Robinhood is going to go out of business. It's an established firm. Their main bread and butter is stocks and ETFs and so forth. So I think you're okay. It's kind of like Coinbase where, they're public companies. They're at a different level than other exchanges. So I think you should be okay. But if I always recommend self-custody is what I'll go back to. Abby Services says, can you take crypto off Robinhood? I believe you can. Years ago, I don't think you could, but I think you can withdraw now if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Tyron Copeland says, what will really piss the SEC off is If all the exchanges issue debit cards with cash limits of up to 50K on them, no need to put our money in the bank then. Yeah, for sure. And that's part of why, the SEC is attacking these crypto startups. Once again, BlackRock is not getting a Wells notice. BlackRock's tokenizing on Ethereum. BlackRock has an ETF. BlackRock is custodying USDC reserves. And not to mention Fidelity and all these other guys are doing stuff. They're not getting Wells notices or sued. Who is? The smaller firms, right, who are offering crypto. Because BlackRock and JP Morgan and all these guys would love to custody your crypto, leverage off of that, and do all kinds of nonsense with it, like they do with fiat currency. And they don't want these small guys taking money out their pocket. So yeah, it's crazy. Guys, don't forget to check out our sponsors, VeChain, BitGo, Uphold. Links will be in the description. Check them out, guys. I'm a very bullish on the VET token. So I've been holding the VET token for years, and I'm hoping it does a nice move this year. But bull market's still here, guys. We are in an uptrend. Bitcoin finding that support, that bottom to bounce upwards. Maybe later this month in May, we start testing that new high, breaking through 74,000, and alts are going to move too. Some other alts that have started to move, I think, is Render and Fetch. They're moving. Solana continues to be a door for liquidity. These VCs love Solana, man. I do have some Sol tokens. I'm not a long-term believer in Solana, but I am riding the liquidity wave. Tyler Wertman says, doesn't Coinbase go down every time, but coin hits its highs and you can even sell it, and you can't even sell it? Yeah, Tyler. So Tyler, here, and for all my new listeners, guys, set up accounts with Uphold, Coinbase, Kraken, Crypto.com. I'm telling you what I've done. Do full KYC, connect your bank account. If Coinbase is down, if this one is down, that one is down, you have options. This is where I self-custody my crypto on a hardware wallet. And when I'm ready to cash out, I move the funds to the exchange and put my sell order. Or if I know the price point is around the corner, I'll put a limit order and it automatically does the selling, of course, right? So, that's something to do, guys. Mike Rama says, congratulations to you on your book. What do you think about DGB and RSR? Is DGB Digibyte? I think it is. I've heard of Digibyte. I don't hold it. 21 billion token supply seems to be moving off its bottom, bear market bottom a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's up off the bear market bottom. That's a good sign. I don't honestly know much about this project, but I've heard about it over the years. It began since October 2013. Wow. And was mined as a fork of Bitcoin. Interesting. And you said RSR? Reserve rights? I have not heard about this token. Token supply is what, 100 billion? Ooh. And 50 billion in circulating supply. Looks like it's off the bear market bottom. Well, a little bit. They had a high of what, near 11 cents in 2021. So it's starting to see some movement off the bottom, at least. What does this do? Reserve rights is an ERC20 token that will serve two main purposes for the reserve protocol: over collateralization of reserve tokens, R tokens, through staking and governing them through proposing and voting on changes to their configuration. Interesting. So notice, guys, this is an ERC20 token. So if Gary Gensler is successful in classifying Ethereum as a security, it's bad for a lot of the tokens in the market, guys, that are built on Ethereum. Steady Bull says, hey, Tony, a question on generating passive income, staking crypto or holding dividend stocks. What is better in the long term? Steady Bull, I'm a believer in diversification. I have stocks that I earn dividends on, but I also stake. Now, if I want to break down the percentages of that portfolio, right, it is 70% staking and 30% stocks. So I am highly positioned in crypto. The other thing I do with crypto is I have some cash in USDC on Coinbase earning yield. So I do that, plus I stake tokens. So that's how I earn passive income. Andrew Garcia says, HBAR is getting a lot of attention. Yeah, I'm bullish on HBAR for sure. Abby Services says, XRP stablecoin. Oh my God, yes. I know XRP has been lagging, man. But, you know, like I said, I'm hoping that it starts retracing. It is a laggard. We've seen this in the different bull market cycles. Obviously, it couldn't do its full potential because of the SEC lawsuit in 2020, 2021. So I'm hoping with the clear Ripple small partial victory, relisted on exchanges, it could go to maybe $5. That would be awesome. Hey guys, I got a couple more minutes where I have to jump for an appointment. Please hit that thumbs up button. Please hit the heart button. Please hit the 5-star rating. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. Check out our sponsors, VeChain, BitGo, Uphold. Also, be sure to check out my book. Grab a copy, guys, on Amazon. All links in the description. Abby Services says, oh my God, I'm so bullish on HBAR. Yeah, look, HBAR, they're doing incredible stuff. The Blockchain Trapper says, Tyron, it's coming soon from Ripple. There will be a new stablecoin on the XRP ledger. Yeah, guys, the stablecoin wars are going to heat up. We got Circle, we got USDT, Ripple. There's some other players as well. Some guys from Van Eck who are creating a stablecoin. So it's going to heat up. MS says, Render. Yeah, guys, I am so bullish on Render. I spoke about this at the beginning of the podcast. One of my top AI crypto bets. And it's been ripping. Just look at that chart. I bought in December 2022 and in January 2023. So I had a massive run up. Same thing with Fetch.ai. Made some nice money on that. Blackley says, SEC won't stop till this administration changes. Yeah, it's definitely seeming that way. My hope is that even if, let's say, I'm not saying I want Biden to win, but let's say he does win, you know, Gary Gensler gets kicked out. They put somebody in there who's more reasonable and Congress acts, you know, because it's getting out of hand. But the great thing, like I said earlier, the crypto industry is fighting back. Gary's losing in court. Congress is about to repeal some of the nonsense on the SEC, like SOB 121. And the industry is suing the SEC now. So it might force the hand of Congress to act. All right, folks. That's the news. Thank you guys for your support. I appreciate you all. Been streaming for about 45 minutes now. Got to hop for an appointment. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. Hit the subscribe button, hit the 5-star rating, hit the heart button. Be sure to, once again, grab a copy of my book, guys, on Amazon. It really helps and supports the podcast. It could be a great gift for someone who wants to learn about crypto. Thank you all. I wish you the best of luck in this bull market cycle to make some incredible returns and to get some financial freedom from that, guys. Remember, do your research. Don't FOMO. And wishing you all nice returns in this bull market cycles. I'll talk to you all later.